Hi, everyone. So, today I am going to be talking to you all about how you can maintain your relationship with your loved ones while you're going through the green card process, especially when they are in a different country from you. Okay, so you are in the US, your loved ones are in your home country, and you are just trying to figure out how to maintain the relationship so that the whole green card process, right, the bringing them to the US process does not actually destroy your relationship. This topic is really, really important to me and special to me because I went through, I would say, 6 to 8 years of separation, right? Family separation, 6 to 8 years as a very young child, and then coming to the US and trying to build a relationship all over again is very difficult. So I want to make sure that as you're going through this process, that you are still maintaining the relationship with your spouse, your fiance, right? Your children, especially, because depending on their age, they may be really, really young. And you want to make sure you're maintaining that relationship so that when they get to the US, you're not, starting over. You are basically starting where you left off, right? You are continuing the relationship, not starting a relationship. So that is what I will be talking about today, giving you tips, things that I wish I had. Some of the tips that I'm going to be giving you right now are things that did not exist when I was going through family separation. Okay. These things did not exist. Internet was not what it is. Phones, cell phones were not what they are today. So we definitely want to make sure that you use the technology that's available to you to make sure that you are keeping your family together as you're going through this very stressful process for you and for them. Okay. If you are interested in learning all about US immigration, getting a green card, getting citizenship for yourself or for a family member, and of course, getting the tips on how to get through the process, go ahead and subscribe to my page so that you can get updated every time that I upload a video. If you would like to schedule a private consultation with me, you can do that by going to my website, lilylegal.com, or by calling my office at 508-443-1788. And for those that don't know, who I am a US immigration attorney. I have been through the US immigration process. I am originally from Nigeria. My dad came to the US in 96, and then I came to the US myself, with the rest of my family in 2002. So that's about what, 6 years of separation right there. So, when I'm talking about this topic, just know I am speaking from experience and the things that I wish we had, the things that I wish I knew about. Again, I was like 6. So, so some of these things were out of my control, but I just want to give you the tools to maintain your relationship and to basically continue to foster a relationship until your family is physically with you and you're able to um, do these things in person with them. Okay. Um, let's get started. So, the first thing is communication, regular communication. Like I said, when I was going through this family separation, it was like 96. That's when it started to 2002. Cell phones were not what they are today. Even home phones in Nigeria are not what they are today. So being able to communicate was not a thing. Right, letters were still a thing back then. Mailing letters, doing all of that. So it is very easy these days to be able to keep in contact with your family by having regular communication. So use your phone, call them, stay in touch, and not just phone calls once in a while, but maybe video calls, messaging. Set up a schedule, right? Set up a time that you can devote time and mental energy to your family. So when I talk about, regular communication, I don't mean just like one-offs. I mean having time in your schedule where you are literally just focused on your family. Just, okay, how was your day? What did you do? How is school? Especially when you have young children, just knowing their day-to-day lives is really important. And not being distracted by other things. So, don't call them while you are like driving. You want to really give them the attention, and that is really important. And when you're able to schedule a time, right, then both sides, right, your family and you will know, okay, we are having a call at this time. We need to be in a space where we can actually have a proper conversation. Okay. And it then you in planning that, right? In planning when to call, when to do a video call, and all of that, you're able to know what's going on with their day. Because if you want to call them at a certain time, but they're going to work or they're in school, or there's like an event that they have to go to, then that's another, that's a way to know about their day to day life and have those conversations. So it's really important that you stay in touch through regular communication. The next thing is virtual family gatherings. So these are different from regular communication because it just requires a little more planning than regular communication. So when I talk about family gatherings, is when you're separated and you're not able to spend holidays together, you're not able to spend birthdays together. Well, there's the internet. Right? There's the internet, there's WhatsApp video, there's Zoom, there's Skype, there's all these technology out there. There's Facebook Messenger. All those technology is there for you to be able to stay in contact. So you can plan a birthday celebration, holiday celebration on video, right? You plan a time to just spend time together. You can, plan to play games and things like that to basically continue fostering that family relationship, even though you're separated, right? We understand when you're into different countries, thinking about time zones, right? Things like that. But know that when you plan it, then it's easier. And today, the technology, what I would have given for the technology that we have today to be able to pick up the phone and call someone and actually see their face, that is just priceless. So making sure that you are scheduling virtual family gatherings, whether it's with your immediate family, and then like I said, I'm from Nigeria. When it comes to Christmas, we do it big. We go home to our home state, town, and extended family is everywhere. So that may be another time to do a virtual family gathering where it's not just your immediate family, but extended family can also join in. Okay. So the next one is share your daily life. All right. We think our daily lives are uninteresting. However, when you do not live in the same country, when you do not see each other on a day to day basis, sharing your day to day life is so important. Sharing little updates, photos, videos. This helps you and your family feel connected, right? They are included in your experience, even though there's a distance, right? Even though you are nowhere near each other, it's not like, for most people, it's not a 1 hour flight or a 30-minute drive, right? So sharing your day to day life is really a way that you can still be involved, right? Things like, oh, I'm going to work today, or oh, I'm about to head up to school. The kids are in school, they had this homework, or even spending time with your kids to talk about their homework and how their day went in school is so priceless that I just don't want you to not think they're important. Okay. So, again, speaking from the child separated from the parents' perspective, right? And I will tell you that those little things do make a difference. So, definitely focus on the little things. It's not just, the big grandiose things that make a difference. Okay. So the next thing is to plan visits. So this, I'm going to go into a little thing when you're planning these visits, do not just plan visits around holidays. Okay. Do not plan visits around holidays, because when it's holidays in most countries, there's a special celebration, there's family, there's events, there's so much going on that you don't actually get the togetherness, the time, the day-to-day things with your family, because there's so much going on. So if you're going to be planning time with your family, I suggest, okay, I suggest that you do not do it only during the holidays. Maybe plan 1 or 2 trips a year, and plan those trips not around the holiday, or at least build in time that's outside of holiday where they're having their regular life, right? Their day-to-day stuff. And then maybe the tail end of it, there's a holiday. Okay. But your goal with these visits, right? So there's the visits, yes, go, but the goal with the visit is to spend time with your family. That's the goal. So when you are physically there, you need to be physically, mentally there, right? You need to be involved in the day to day. So things like, if the kids need to be picked up from school, if there's, chores to be done, if there's, little things that you may not feel like doing because, you just came back from the US, you don't want to do those things. Well, if you were living with your spouse and your family, those are things that you will probably be doing. So maybe just be involved in those day-to-day things, right? And your family will appreciate you not just being there physically, but also emotionally being there as well. So when you are there, this is just, like I said, this is just me talking. When you are there, make sure that you are making the most of the time that you have with your family. Don't just focus on, oh, there's these things, these activities to do, but do those activities with your family, right? Plan things with the intention of spending time, getting to know your family, maintaining that relationship, so that when you come back to the US, it's just a continuous thing. It's not like, okay, you go to visit, you come back here, and it's like, okay, that was that, and now we're gonna, start my regular life. No, your family um is part of your regular life. When you are maintaining these lines of communication, you are creating these opportunities for you all to have these moments, right? Because it's really about having these moments to talk about your day-to-day life. You're building something together. So do not do not just go during the holidays. Building time to actually spend their normal day-to-day life, because when you go during Christmas holiday, trust me, trust me, that is not normal day-to-day life. Okay, so you really want to make sure that you are parenting, if you're a parent, or that if you're visiting your spouse while you're separated, your fiance while you're separated, that you are spending that time and sharing their day-to-day life with them. All right. Another thing that you can do is just learn about the person, right? If, for example, if you are separated from your kids, you want to know what activities are they interested in, what's their goals, what's their aspirations, and be a source of motivation, for them. Celebrate their achievements no matter the distance. That's something you can always do. Okay, you can always find out what the person is into. Like if they are into their academics and they are really good at it, right? And they just got their report card, they're telling you about it. Celebrate their achievements. Those things are priceless. Okay. From a child perspective, when they do, when kids do things, um, they want their parents to be proud of them. They want their parents to be involved in those things. So when they're telling you about it, even if it's not the most exciting thing in the world to you, know that the person that's telling you, it's really important to them. That's why they're taking the time to tell you about it. So showing some enthusiasm, showing them that you are proud and that you support them and you celebrate their achievements. It's so important. Okay. Something else you can do is create a shared project, right? This, again, technology makes it so easy, right? You and your kids, you and your spouse, your fiance can create a shared project, hobbies, whatever it is. That way, an example of this is like writing a family history. So you can create a Google Doc where you're just going back and forth, or you schedule times to talk about your family history and like who's gonna write what part and those type of things. It's a way to really stay connected and have a shared project, a shared goal or hobby that you are pursuing together. All right. You can also start a photo album where you take pictures of the things, you can do scavenger hunts where you're like, okay, these are the things for today that we want to find in nature, in our day to day lives, and just taking pictures of those things and putting it together in a digital album so that you can really see, oh, okay, so that's the type of car that you see on a daily basis. This is, take a picture of a fruit at a market, right? So that's an example. If one of the scavenger hunts is take a picture of a fruit at a market, if you're in the US, you go to the grocery store and you take a picture. If you're in Nigeria, you can also go to the grocery store and take a picture, or you can go to the local markets and take a picture. So it just gives you a better idea of the person's day-to-day life, what the things that you're seeing in the US. So the scavenger hunt has the same things, but when you see the pictures and the things that you're putting together, you'll notice that, oh, our views, our experiences, the things that we have access to is actually different, and that creates more things to talk about. Again, the goal is to maintain a relationship here. So do not feel like you are too grown for these things. Okay. These can be exciting things that your kids will enjoy, and will give you and your spouse, your fiance, a better sense of who you are, what things are important to you, and it will strengthen the bond between you and your family. So that's really the point of this video, is to make sure that you are doing little things to maintain those bonds, so that when they come to the US, you are basically just continuing the things that you're already doing. You're not starting all over trying to build a relationship. You already have a relationship that you are continuing to nurture while you're separated, so that when you come back together and you're living in the same place, it's a lot easier for you to adjust. Okay. Something else is to coordinate activities. So I know I talked about scavenger hunts and all of those things. Yes, that's great. That's a shared project, but coordinating activities, by that I mean maybe picking a TV show to watch together, a movie to watch simultaneously, if not like together, right? So, what does this mean? You can pick a TV show to watch together, and then you can talk about it, right? You can share your views, have a discussion afterwards. And this shared experience will help you maintain a sense of togetherness, because even though you're not in the same country, even though you're not in the same home at the time, you are still viewing the same things, right? You are still sharing in the same activities, so that you can still have those conversations that typically, if you're in the same home, you will be having, right? You will be watching TV together and talk about the things that come up, or, oh, that doesn't happen in real life, that's just movies. And you're able to have those conversations still, because you are still watching the same things, you are still doing the same things together, just separately. Okay, so that is another thing that you can do. And then the final thing that I have on my list is express love and gratitude. Actually, second to last. The last one is really important as well. So express love and gratitude. So by that, I mean, show your family that you appreciate them. Tell them that you love them, that you appreciate them. And, um, you know, even though you're separated, you can still let them know how much they mean to you, and remind them, right? Remind them that the distance does not diminish the love and the connection that you all have. And again, you do that by not just your words, but by following the other things I talked about, right? The family gatherings, the communication, the visits, the activities, the group projects, right? Now, something else is to share your traditions. Okay. So if there are specific things in your culture that you typically do together, so if, you know, a naming ceremony, things like that, that you may not be there for, right? You may not be physically there for those activities or those traditions. Well, that's a great part of technology, is that you can still participate. I know for Nigeria, we have this, especially in my part where I'm from, there's a New Yam Festival every single year. And then my town has like specific festivals that they do. I have no clue about those, right? Because I'm not physically there. I don't get to see the masquerades and all those things. However, when you are in that same situation, that's where technology comes in. Your family is there and they're going to those activities. They're able to take videos and FaceTime you, share those traditions that you are missing, and they're still able to experience it with you. So definitely do not discount the amount that you know those togetherness, those times that you're able to share in tradition, in activities, in projects. Those things really make a difference, and that's a way that you can maintain your relationship, um, even as you're going through the green card journey. That is, when your family's not in the US, you're going to be going through family separation. You are going to be missing each other. And I just wanted to give you some tips on how you can still maintain a relationship even when you're separated. All right. And, the main thing is, remember that maintaining a relationship, right? Maintaining a relationship with your family while you're living in a different country requires effort and intentionality. So you have to put in the time to plan things, to intentionally know that, okay, today I am, at this time, I'm calling my family. We're having this activity. We're doing these things. You have to be intentional about everything that you do, and you have to put in effort. Okay, you can't just say, oh well, I'll see them when I see them. No, you have to put in the effort, and when you do put in the effort, the people on the other side see it, and that makes your relationship bond even stronger. Okay, so by actively engaging and nurturing these connections, you can sustain and strengthen your family bonds across borders. It does not matter where you are. If you follow these, even just one or two of these tips, you will be able to really maintain your relationship and just continue to build your life while you wait for them to get here and join you. Okay, so let me just go through the tips again. Regular communication, virtual family gatherings for birthdays, holidays, special occasions. Share your daily life, your day-to-day life with your family. Okay? Plan visits, not just during holidays, right? Don't just go during Christmas. Go when you can actually be a part of their day-to-day life, including school, work, all of that. All right. Coordinate activities like watching a TV show simultaneously and then discussing it afterwards. It does create a sense of togetherness. Okay. Support each other's goals, right? Know what the person's goals and aspirations are and be a source of motivation and support and celebrate their achievements. All right. Share in each other's traditions. This way, you're able to still experience these traditions even though you are separated. Share in projects like hobbies, um, doing a scavenger hunt, family history, things like that will help strengthen the bond between you and your family members. And finally, express love and gratitude for your family and remind them that distance does not diminish the depth of your love and connection. All right. So that is all I have for you today on that topic. I do see a question here from Mr. Tusk. Um, let's see. I filed an I-751 based on cruelty and gave 10 out of 10 evidence, both marriage and cruelty. I have an American girlfriend and want to marry her. Is it okay to go ahead while my I-751 is being adjudicated? Okay. I'm guessing that you're also divorced, right? So yeah. Um, I would suggest just reaching out to me, either by calling the office or scheduling an appointment on my website just so I can get more information. So generally, I do not suggest making any life changes until a decision is made on your case. However, this is on a case by case basis. Without knowing the details of your particular situation, I can't really tell you if it's okay to go ahead, but feel free to schedule a strategy session with me just so I can get more information and be able to give you um, a better answer to your question. Okay. All right. So if you have any questions, if you have tips, actually, if you have any tips that other people can use, if you have been separated from your family and you have different things that you do to maintain those relationships, please feel free to put it in the comments so that other people can see it and have ways to continue building relationships with their own family that they're separated from. So please share your tips, share your comments with us. I would really appreciate it. And if you are going through the green card process, the citizenship process, and you want to have a private consultation with me, you can do that by going to my website, lilylegal.com, or my office, calling my office at 508-443-1788. And as always, I am Lillian Chukura. I'm a US based immigration lawyer, and I help my clients get green cards and citizenship for themselves and their families using the US immigration law system. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and I will see you next time for more immigration chat.